Hi everyone, my name is Namma. I am a glaucoma specialist by training, and at Google I work on a team that applies deep learning to medical images. And today I'd like to talk to you about challenges in translating machine learning models into real-world products. These are my financial disclosures. Okay, so many of the consumer-facing products that we all use on a daily basis are now powered by machine learning. Searching text, searching photos, using text-sensitive email replies, translation apps are just a few examples. Machine learning has also been shown to have a huge potential in healthcare, in many of the healthcare challenges, starting with eye diseases, retinal diseases, through different types of cancers. And the best part is that machine learning works not only in the hands of experienced researchers, but also in the hands of undergrad students and even high school students. In recent years, we have also seen an exponential growth in the number of scientific publications at this intersection of healthcare, life sciences, and machine learning. And given the uptake of machine learning products in the consumer-facing space, one would imagine or would expect a similar uptake in the healthcare space, but that has not been the case. And the question is, why? Why is this gap between expectations and reality? And we think we've identified three common myths that contribute to this gap, and we'll go over them quickly. So myth number one is more data is all you need for a better model. And that is something our team has been asking ever since the diabetic retinopathy work. So we've actually found that more data, while more data is generally better, at a certain point, model plateaus and quality of the data and an efficient labeling strategy are actually key. So let's look at this figure from our diabetic retinopathy paper. On the y-axis is the model performance. On the x-axis is the number of images in a data set. And what the team did here was wanted to compare how the model performs as a function of the number of images, right? So if we start with a few hundred images, this will be the model's performance. But as we increase the size of the data, what happens to the performance of the model? And as you can see, until up to a certain point, around 55,000 to 60,000 images, more data actually help the model's performance. But at this point, it plateaued. So throwing more data, at some point, throwing more data at the model will actually not be helpful. And this means that for this particular problem, this is the size of the data set that we needed, and this would probably be a good starting point for similar problems in the future. The B panel helps us answer another question, which was, so how much noise could our data, like what would be the quality of the data that is needed? And what we looked here was at the number of labels per image, and we had 4.5 average number of labels per image. And we wanted to see how the model's performance will change as we use subsamples of these images, of these grades per image. So as you can see here, when we decrease the number of grades per image in the training set, the performance is not much affected. But in the tuning set, making the ground truth, making the labels more noisy and less accurate, actually has a substantial effect on the model's performance. So the main takeaway from this is that if given limited budget and limited resources, one should probably invest in getting high quality ground truth for the tuning set. And this was, again, actually proven in a follow-up work that we did when we took a tune test that was very tightly graded by retina specialists only. And using that, we actually increased the model's performance to be on par with retina specialists. So it's not just about the quantity, it's also about the quality of the data. Myth number two, an accurate model is all you need for a useful product. So we trained a model it is super accurate. The accuracy of that model is the AUC is 99%. We put it in a computer, we put it in the clinic. Have we solved all the problems? So the truth is that if we put something in the clinic that is actually already working, it needs to integrate into the workflow. And if we put it and it's not useful for this healthcare professional, then they will not use it, and we actually have not done anything. And this is a question that we want to answer working with the Thailand National DR screening program. We've collected data and actually performed a lot of human-centered research. And I'll just give you to give you a sense of what that includes is looking through all the workflows, everything that each of the partners in this, so the patient and the nurse that is performing the screening, and all the people that are involved in taking care of the patient, what are all the things that they have to do, and how all of this interacts, and how a product can actually help facilitate rather than become a burden in this process. So it's not just about an accurate model, it's about the usability of the product in which we put the model in. Okay, a good product is sufficient for clinical impact. So we have a model, an accurate model, we put it in a very usable product that is easily integrated into clinic workflows. But if people don't have access to it, then we actually have not solved the problem. And this has nothing to do with machine learning in particular, right? This is about healthcare systems. So this is a work done in Singapore by the SERI group, and this is very important work. And it's very exciting to see this work coming out, looking at the health economics of using machine learning powered products in healthcare. And just very briefly, they compared fully automated models to semi-automated, so human and machine to only human. And the bottom line of this work was actually that the semi-automated, human and machine working together, was actually most cost effective. So it's not just about having a good product, it's also about how can we affect the system and how can the system uptake such products and use them. So in conclusion, deep learning is a very powerful tool, and in order to help uptake of deep learning powered models in products in the world, we need high quality ground truth to inform more accurate models, but we also need a human-centered approach to build useful products, and we need implementation and health economic research in order to facilitate the adoption of AI products. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to a productive discussion. Thank you.